Lawin Media Network.
Bringing to you the most relevant content across all platforms.
Business, legal, politics, health, lifestyle, and entertainment.
Your source for all the news and updates in the greater Houston community from Texas and all over the world.
Get informed and empowered with Lawin Media Network.
Hello. Good morning, America. Magandang gabi, Pilipinas.
Yes, that's what Ma'am Cora says. It's good evening, Philippines, and good morning, magandang umaga here in Texas or USA. Salamat po sa inyong pasensya.
We had technical difficulties today. We are together and we are having this in a remote area because we're going to have an activity after this one and we're going to tell it to you later on. So without further ado, let's go start and keep on rolling. What's up, Dr. Nee? What happened to you last week?
I thought you're gonna have it first because I think you have a full schedule.
Oh, I did.
Yes. All right. Well,
okay. So
why don't you start it first?
I had a very, very interesting and fun activities last week. I went to the Northeast. I went to New York, New Jersey, and Massachusetts. The only mission I got in Massachusetts is to visit the Divine Mercy National Shrine. And it was gorgeous, y'all. You go and visit that one. And I had so many activities. You know, when you're in New York, you will not experience time. In fact, time is so short. We went to so many places, Times Square. We watched Aladdin. You know what? I am very fortunate that we were able to attend the Mass at St. Patrick Catholic Church. It was great. And with that, I was with my very good friends. I would like to thank my sponsor that week. I have Joanne and June Kawili. They were very, very good hosts. We were together for years in Calais San Agustin. And thank you for both of you. We really enjoyed that time. And the accommodation is excellent. More than perfect. Now, you see this Dumbo? John told me, Cora, go to Dumbo. And I said, the back of my mind, why would I go to Dumbo? What's Dumbo? Dumbo, the big elephant?
Yeah.
Little did I know that Dumbo is an acronym for Down Under Manhattan Brooklyn Bridge. When you go there, guys, because I love bridges. I told her I want to walk again from Manhattan going to Brooklyn through the Brooklyn Bridge. And we had a nice picture over there. And also I met my former student, Jacqueline Fernandez. Did you know that I tutored her when she was in 4th grade? Guess what? She is now a nurse right there in New York. And we met after 20 plus years. Look at her now.
Awesome.
Thank you, Jackie, for visiting me in New Jersey. Thank you, Joanne and June Kawili. So this is my Massachusetts, New York, and New Jersey.
True.
Okay, let me see the other picture if we still have one. I think that's it.
Okay.
What about you?
Awesome. Now, before anything else, the Dumbo, I think I went there before,
Really?
but I didn't know that they have an acronym.
Yeah.
There you
Same
are. There
thing.
we know it.
What the
So,
heck is
no,
Dumbo?
no, hey, as a teacher,
But
we
it was,
need to learn a
yes, but
lot of things.
it
Yes.
is a good place. The
Yes.
neighborhood wanted to preserve the entire area. You see
Yes.
those
Yeah.
cobblestones
I
that
used
they
to live
have?
in in Delaware, remember? So it's
Mm,
like 30, I mean 45 minutes by train going
yeah.
to New Jersey, Trenton, getting the train. But anyway,
Again,
awesome.
guys, Dumbo.
Okay.
Down under
Under Manhattan
Manhattan,
Bridge
Brooklyn,
in
over.
over. Okay, awesome. That's a
What's
new.
about yours?
Okay, so yeah, it's also I will say
Wow.
very interesting because, of course, I know that last time you showed some photos regarding the J1 teachers
Mm-hmm.
coming here in Houston. Hey, we have a counterpart also, so we have one in Dallas, and this is with the Filipino Educators Association Texas with Mike Gimbata. So
Mm-hmm.
Mike is the president there, and he invited the different organization like the PICCI, what else? Some Amihan dance group, some. So the PACC, the Philippine American Chamber of Commerce, which is in the FW, we attended. So there's a lot of, I will say, community organizations that help welcome this group of teachers from the Philippines. And guess what? Most of them are from Bohol. So everybody was teasing, there's no more teacher left in Bohol. Well, anyway, this is just a kind of what you call fun that we have there. So again, we are with, I mean, our very generous and courteous consulate general,
Ganter.
Gantor Sales, was there to grace the and welcome our Filipino teachers. And by the way, um, Cora forget to mention to you or alluded that we are now here in the Philippine Consular Office because afterwards we will have a boot camp. So we decided to have the our streamline to this morning live from the Philippine Consular Office down here in Houston area. So without further ado, just like I shared to you, these are some of the photos that we have. So also we have Annie Beth, which is, I'm thankful for Miss Annie Beth, which is the wife of Mike. She's so generous, so accommodating. And everybody in the FEED organization, thank you so much. Keep up the great job. Mr. Mike, your work is being recognized. Thank you so much. And all the people down there in our photos. And then my husband and I attended a weekend. We call it the Southwest Convention. So these are the gathering of Christians, non-denominational churches and members in the DFW Fort Worth. So this is a week long, and it's very, I will say, if we feed ourselves, physical food, we feed ourselves spiritually. So that one, I'm very thankful for my friend, Miss Gilda Bursman, if she's watching. She's the one who invited us here on this very, I will say, refreshing, renewing, spirit-filled, I will say, convention because
Mm-hmm.
well-known pastors, evangelists from all over, United States was there. Especially this is sponsored by Kenneth Copeland. So thank you so much. And these are what we did. As a
Wow,
teacher,
super
we go around.
exciting.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
we don't only go around in different places, event, but also we do some reflection. We meditate, and that's why we come here strong with enough
Mm-hmm.
strength to talk to you what we had and endurance. And thank you so much, Krisha.
Thank you. Okay, so what's our topic for today, Dr. Neil? So I
So
should
our
say,
topic is inclusive teachers, teaching with a heart. That's our topic. So the theme is now we're going to be talking about inclusive education. Ma'am Cora, can you share the objective that we
uh,
have?
we are going to discuss about strategies to include uh, students with diverse needs, and you all need that for all teachers. Share, we're going to discuss about effective practices or best practices in an inclusive classroom. Last but not the least, we are going to identify support system that enhances the diverse needs of inclusive classroom. And we have a very, very distinguished guest for today. Philippine, Alaska and here in Arizona. So we're gonna start
Yes,
introducing.
ma'am.
They have been waiting. Thank you. In the Philippines, we have what time is it there? 10
10,
in the evening.
10:30.
10:30 in the evening.
Exactly.
In
Yeah.
Alaska, probably we
It's
start
what, 7 o'clock?
7 o'clock
We have
in the
sleep. Yeah.
morning, and then Arizona and Texas is the
Same
same time
time.
zone. Okay, so we are going to start our first introduction. We have a passionate educator, advocate of lifelong learning and understanding of human behavior. She graduated with a degree of teaching English across the Philippines. She has taught in various places. 3 years in the Philippines. She has 5 years in Brazil. Hola. And in the United States, 4 years. Currently, she is based in Arizona. She works with at risk students in high school, blending culturally responsive teaching. She is also focusing on behavioral psychology and trauma uh, informed practices to creative, inclusive, empowering classrooms. Wow, that's exciting.
Awesome.
Where students are seen, heard, and supported. Okay. Now, beyond teaching, she is an active community leader. She is the assistant secretary and founding member of the United Federation of Filipino American Educators in Southern Arizona. She is the director of the program for Global Association for Training and Employment Incorporated, that is GATE, Arizona, and the Chamber of Commerce of Arizona. Hey! Uh, Outside the classroom, she is dedicated to advocate for equality in education. She collaborates with families, mentors of fellow educators, but also connect. She also connects with students in all type of uh, students with different backgrounds. Okay. Now, I would like to introduce to you our guest for today, Miss Princess Anne Halasan. Good morning, Princess. Where's
Hello!
the crown? Nasaan ang crown natin?
Good morning, all the way in Arizona, Dr. Nildz and Ma'am Cora. Thank you for that introduction. It is an honor to be here with you.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
All right. Thank you. So let's go now to our next guest. Okay, our next guest is, her name is Dr. Alicia Buni, has spent the past 50 years in the academe, passionately teaching English from grade school to the tertiary level. Her commitment to inclusive education is also evident in her extensive work in special education. Having served as a supervisor for the District of Special Education Teachers under the Department of Education. An accomplished author, take note, Dr.
Wow.
Buni has written several language and reading work texts tailored for preschool and elementary learners in inclusive classrooms. So, providing effective learning tools that help shape countless young minds. She holds a bachelor's degree in education from the University of Santo Tomas, a Master of Arts in Education from Pagtasan ng Lungsod ng Pasig, and was conferred the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Educational Management, major in Special Education. Beyond her academic contributions, Dr. Bunye is a woman of deep faith. She is an active member of the Liturgical Bible Study, Handmaids of the Lord, and a Friends of St. Paul, serving with the same passion and joy that she brings to her teaching. Her vibrant personality, and I am a witness to that, and ability to connect with people of all ages make her not only an exceptional educator, but also a beloved mentor, leader, and a friend.
Wow.
Please join me, Philippines, United States, in warmly welcoming my dear friend and a former colleague from the Philippines, no other than Dr. Alicia Nevera Buni.
Yay. Good morning, Dr. Buni.
Good evening here. Thank you.
Oh, I take that back. Good
Well,
evening.
Dr. Nildz.
Yes, ma'am, you're welcome. And it's a pleasure to have you here. It's an honor, right, ma'am?
Thank you for taking time to come in our show today because I know it's late over there. Okay,
Okay.
so we'll introduce our next guest. We have Daphne Rashid Toledo.
Tadeo.
Where did I get Toledo? Oh, I'm thinking of Christian. Hi, Christian. Tadeo. I'm sorry, Daphne. I take that back. Okay, so Daphne is a uh, Bachelor of Science in Education graduate, major in English. She took her postgraduate at the University of the Assumption. Uh, Master's in Education, major in English, outstanding thesis awardee. Look at that. She is doing her Doctor of Philosophy candidate in educational management also. She is a member of the professional group School Press Advisor Movement, Linguist Society of the Philippines, National Organization of Professional Teachers Incorporated, Philippine Association for Teachers Education. She has a lot of experiences when it comes to handling inclusion students. Okay. Now she will tell more about, at present she teaches in Alaska. Daphne, you could just say your school because I can't really pronounce because of its, you know how. Uh, just introduce your school today and what you do in that school. Okay. So let us all welcome, I'm going to say this correctly. Okay. Daphne Rashid-Tadeo. Hi, Daphne.
Hello po. Hi,
Hello.
can you hear me po? A
Yes.
pleasant morning from Alaska. So it is
Mm.
a humbling experience to be here po. Thank you for the warm introduction, Dr. Nildz and Ma'am Cora. And hello to
Look
my
at her. She's
fellow.
wearing her
Yeah.
Joe. You are indeed in Alaska.
Yes, and hello to my fellow panelists, Ma'am Princess and Halasan and Dr. Alicia Buni. A pleasant morning po. Once again, it's time check po. It's 6:39 a.m. here in Alaska, and
Oh,
yes po, and to again introduce the name of our school po. So
Yeah.
I am yes po. I am currently teaching. I am a teacher for English Language Arts Middle School and High School po here in Napagtagmute.
Yes.
Napagtagmute in Alaska, Noatak, Alaska. It's a village in Alaska po. And Napagtagmute po, to simplify, means people of the trees. So we are the trees.
Wow.
So
hey,
there.
Daphne, we're gonna come and see you in Alaska, right? Right, Ma'am Cora? We're
Yes,
gonna have a
Daphne.
trip there one of these, maybe
Oh
next
yes po. I'll be very much willing to give you a tour here po.
week. Awesome.
Thank you, Daphne.
Oh.
Okay.
You're
Okay.
welcome.
So expect us. No, we are going to see you. Promise. Okay. So let's go to our. But first of all, again, thank you so much for everyone for gracing our
Sure.
topic for this week, which is the inclusive education. This is a very important and which is close to our heart.
Mhm.
Because we're not only serving the general students in our classroom, but also those children with special needs, and of course inclusive. So it also what you call this covers everything. So before anything else, Miss Krisha, can you please put it on our monitor. This one is from the National Center for Education Statistics. So if you will see, these are the different special needs that we have in the classroom. So Can you please make it bigger so can everybody see that? So again, we have different special needs in the classroom, and I think most of you are saying that you have a trauma informed. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
one for Miss Princess Anne. Let's check this out, okay, so we can see that better. So these are the different disabilities. So we have specific learning disability, which I think we all have that in the classroom, okay. According to our survey, and by the way, I got this from the National Center for Education Statistics, and this is based on the ages 3 to 21, and these are the percentage distribution, and this is again for school year 2022-2023. And comes next is the speech or language impairment, other health impairment that includes also, children that has asthma,
Mm-hmm.
that has diabetes, and we also cater to those children, and then we have, of course, autism, which is in the fourth place. And then next is developmental delay. We have intellectual disability, ID. We have emotional disturbance, which is, you know what, here in Texas, I'm talking about for Texas. I don't know with other states, but right now, we have now, aside from the inclusion, the life skill, the resources, we started having emotional or behavior classes now, which is separate from the life skill because, it's easier to make them have their own group. So in that way, teacher can also directly address the needs of students.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then we have also multiple disability. I have this in my class. I have a student who are in have a handicap, and then ID. When you say multiple disability, you can have specific learning, speech impediment. They have also developmental delay, ID. I
Mm-hmm.
have that, multiple five, so anyway, these are all, and then of course the last but not the least is the hearing impairment. So again, just to give you some statistic of what inclusive or, children that we have served under the Individual with Disability Education Act, or what we call IDEA.
Idea.
Okay, thank you so much. And yes,
We did with the statistics that Dr. Neil showed you. This is where our discussion will evolve. And from here, you could see, Dr. Neil, could you like to
yes.
explain that
And this is
more?
also, that's what I said earlier. This is based on the United States survey. So if you will see, these are the percentage where school enrollment are most, what I will say prevalent of school year 2022. So it says here that, if you
Let's
have,
go Alaska. What's
yeah,
going on with Alaska?
Alaska is 15 and it's blue. So I cannot make it a little bit bigger, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think let me have this again, bigger. So Alaska is, where can we find? No, this is
I think
Alaska.
Alaska, yeah,
Yeah, this
Alaska
is
is, what's
Alaska.
that, 15?
15. Yeah, Alaska is at the 15, average 15%.
15%.
Okay, and then we can find more about that with Miss Daphne. She's
Yeah.
gonna share to us.
And also, Princess, what's Arizona, right? Let's look at Arizona.
Okay,
Tisha, can you put
can you
that
come
back?
back? AZ is
Arizona is right there. Right
yeah,
there. Okay,
at
so 13%.
13%.
So,
Okay.
guys, this is how important this statistics to show to you, because this is where we are going to center our discussion.
Action.
Take that back again. Now, guys, when you look at this statistic, what are we as teachers doing in order to serve these children? We wanted to give an enlightenment to everybody who are watching right now that it is not only we teach reading and math, but also we cater for these children. And this is where we are coming from, the discussion on inclusion. And for our first question, we want everybody to respond. Okay. We want to know, how do you describe inclusive education? So we have given the statistics. You have been teaching for years. You have provided so many things in the classroom. For the benefit of our audience today, we would like you to describe, how does it look like in your inclusive classroom? Would you like to start,
with that.
Princess?
Yeah,
Go,
Princess.
Princess.
Yes, thank you. So let me give you first an definition from researchers and expert
Mhm.
organization from the books that I've read. They mentioned that inclusive education as an approach that
Mhm.
increases access to remove barriers and promote participation to all learners and not just with those disability. So for me as a teacher, I believe that it's not just a teaching strategy. It's a philosophy rooted in equity,
Mhm.
empathy, and a belief that every learner, regardless of background, ability, and circumstance, they deserve the access to quality education in a very supportive environment.
Mhm. Very well said, Princess. So I hear you say equity, empathy. This is what we do. We are very good at this one. Okay. Thank you for your thoughts and reflection in that. Thank you for sharing. Go ahead, Dr. Buni.
Okay. I have been with a SPED school, um, Special Children Educational Institution in Pasig City, Manila, in Pasig City, Philippines. Now, I was a guidance counselor in that school for 6 years. But not only as a guidance counselor for children, but more of a help to the teachers and parents as well. Okay, I can say that inclusive education is an approach that ensures all students, regardless of ability, background, language, religion, and need, are learning together in one classroom. It values diversity and promotes equity by adapting instruction, resources, and assessments to meet individual needs. Inclusive education goes beyond physical placement. It
Mhm.
fosters a learning environment where every student feels valued, supported, and capable of success. It removes barriers and encourages participation by creating accessible and flexible curricula. This
Very.
approach not only benefits students with disabilities but enriches learning for all by building empathy, collaboration, and mutual respect among peers.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr.
You.
Buni.
Can I follow up with that?
Yes.
Yes.
Daphne says, I mean, Princess says equity and empathy. And then Dr. Buni says again, approach, strategy, accessibility, and flexibility. And of course, you said they should be heard or seen. And not only that, those goes back again, the empathy, because I believe it's not only the physical thing or the physical that we have there, the material resources we have, but again, our title, we said here, okay, teaching with a heart. That's why empathy comes in, our
Mhm.
emotional, how
Yes.
we help our students. And that resonates what Princess and Alice, Dr. Alice said. Now let's hear about from our Daphne.
Yes.
Okay.
Hello, once again. So I would just like to express my thoughts, being the writer in me, and the reading teacher in me. So I have placed down my thoughts on paper and I'm gonna read them to you and deliver them to you. So while I was listening to the question, I would like to adopt a famous quote from Ban Ki-moon about our UN Secretary about inclusive education. So Ban Ki-moon said, "Inclusive education is not a privilege; it is a fundamental human right."
Yes.
So from there, I would like to delve deeper on what it means and how I made the research on it. So we all made the research on it, and it's quite vast. Although we know that we are already doing it in our schools because we have been teachers for years now, and even for our newbie teachers, I believe they are also exposed to inclusive education because it is a must. And as Ban Ki-moon said, it is a right. So
Yeah.
when we listen and celebrate what is both common and different, we become wiser, more inclusive, and better as an organization. The schools are organizations and institutions. Therefore, it is very much important to put a premium to inclusivity and also belongingness. So I would like to ponder on the word everybody belongs when it means inclusive education. And I just want to stress also, I simplified that we celebrate similarities and differences when it comes to inclusive education. So people do not just need to be different, they need to be fully involved and feel their voices are heard. And as an English teacher in me, I also made vocabulary words or key terms for inclusive education. So these are the words that um, I put significance and emphasis on. So we have uniqueness or individuality, thrive, and before thriving, we have to survive. So survival to the fullest, not just we, teachers, parents, students, and everybody in the academy. Welcoming the support and collaboration of everybody who is involved in inclusive education, diversity, and equality. And I just want to read another from my mentor who was always there for me, mentoring me about inclusive education and other educational principles that I need to know of. So, the principle behind inclusion is the right of every child to access the general education curriculum. This is based on the precept that society itself is inclusive. Thus, the school environment must prepare the child to navigate the inclusive social environment. And to relate it with our theme about teaching with the heart, every student belongs. Thank you very much.
Exactly. You nailed it. You nailed it, Daphne. It was indeed the development of vocabulary words that you have mentioned is so uh, impressive that people who are not really understanding what inclusive education is, the way you all given the words that has been presented through your experiences and to your research and reading really could give a huge understanding or impact to those people who are listening to us today. Thank you. So, guys, that is how inclusive education based from our panelists today. So let's move on. Let us keep this rolling, Dr. Neil.
Okay, so we've already asked you to describe what is inclusive education in your classroom. Maybe we can have some kind of, legal foundation. Although Daphne have already, cited some individuals that shared about what inclusive education, and some of you. Well, I would like to ask Dr. Alice, what do you think are the legal foundation of this approach?
Right.
So, can you give us some kind of, some of the things that what we say when you say legal foundation? Why do you say that this is the basis where we start our inclusive education? Dr.
Yeah.
Alice?
Okay. We have the legal foundations of this approach. Now, because it's the word legal that made me research and interview some people concerned. Okay. So I have talked with my former co-teachers in SPED who are now abroad. One in California, one in Florida, and another in Minnesota. So I have interviewed them, and also from the Philippines, of course, I'm going to mention later. So we can compare, okay? And where did the Filipinos get the idea of having inclusive education? Okay? Now, the legal foundations of inclusive education in the U.S. stem from several key federal laws. The Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, IDEA, ensures that students with disabilities have the right to a free, appropriate public education, FAFE, FAPE, in the least restrictive environment, which is LRE. The Americans with Disabilities Act, ADA, prohibits discrimination based on disability in all public settings, especially in schools. Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act of 1973 also protects students from discrimination and mandates accommodations in schools. So everybody is accepted. No one is denied. Together, these laws establish students' rights to inclusion. We have to include them, give them equal access, and individualized support in educational settings. In Florida, they use the support facilitation approach. It's a push-in strategy wherein the SPED teacher will go to the inclusive classrooms, help the children regardless of their abilities or disabilities, most especially in math and in reading, because they are required to take the state exams as required by law. In Minnesota, okay, they have resource teachers who help the special children become successful inside the inclusive classrooms. They adapt the teaching methods, providing necessary support and fostering a welcoming and equitable classroom where everyone can participate and thrive. But in our country, the Philippines, listen,
Oh, I
Filipinos,
like that. I like
Yes,
that.
yeah.
okay, the Department of Education, DepEd, has implemented policies and laws to promote inclusive education. In this way, I was able to convince some teachers to write with me some books that would include teaching inside the classroom,
Have you
inclusive
seen that?
education
We have the
books.
book.
Yeah,
Okay. I don't
Republic Act,
know. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Republic Act 11650, Inclusive Education Act of 2022 mandates the establishment of inclusive learning resource center. Ito maganda. May learning resource center na ilalagay in every school division,
Oh, wow.
ensuring schools provide individualized support and reasonable accommodation for learners with disabilities.
Ah,
And ILRC includes occupational therapy, physical therapy, speech therapy, and developmental pediatrics. I hope this will continue. This will be sustained. That's why we have to need funds for this.
that's
The
awesome.
government provides teacher training. Yan. We always have teacher training. Even Dr. Nildz was invited when she came home. We asked her to tell us something about special ed, to address the needs of learners with disabilities and promote inclusive practices. Curriculum contextualization. Learning materials and activities are designed to be inclusive, culturally sensitive, and relevant to learners' context. And last but not the least, we have the Magna Carta for
Okay.
persons with disability, officially Republic Act number 7277. It aims to promote the full participation and integration of persons with disabilities into mainstream society. It outlines their rights and privileges, including access to employment. That's why some of our big ones, we help them become um, waiters. They help in Korean restaurants. Okay. It outlines the rights and privileges, including access to employment, education, healthcare, and social services. The law also prohibits discrimination against PWDs in various aspects of life.
Okay.
Ayan po ang Magna Carta.
I want to say something on that. Uh,
Yes,
Dr. Buni, when
yes,
you
ma'am.
were giving how, I mean, when you were explaining how inclusion looks like, I mean, the legalities of it here in United States, I am impressed you were able to put all those comparison of different states. And I
Mm-hmm.
feel so proud because, oh my God, she got all of this information. And then at the back of his mind, I said, how does it look like in the Philippines? Little did I know that you were able to put in and compare how it
Yes,
is in the Philippines. Now I feel better because it is not only that the children here in United States were given these services, but also our
also
kids.
in the Philippines.
Thank you for
Yes.
that. Thank
And
you.
can I
Thank
piggyback
you.
on that? Yes, Dr. Alice, I'm very thankful that you invited me there. I think that was 2 or 3 years ago. But the thing is, we need funding. Ma'am
Mhm.
Cora, that's the only thing that we need there. You know, we have a lot of, I will say, very good programs for children with disability in the Philippines. But the thing is, we need additional funding and able to sustain this program
Yeah.
in the Philippines. It's good. I saw some of them. Dr. Alice was able to, kind of give me a tour of the classroom. But when I see that there's a need of
Mhm.
resources and materials, I think that's one thing. So I'm calling the group, the Filipino groups that we have here, the Filipino teachers group. Maybe that's one thing that we can do about special education. Me myself being a special education advocate, that's one thing that I would like to recommend to everyone and request, pull together our resources, and maybe our
Yeah.
program, the teacher talk, will do
Mhm.
something, and you guys can help together, and we can do
That's
something,
right.
for
Thank
our
you so
children,
much.
parents,
Yes.
families in the Philippines. Thank you so much, Dr.
Thank
Alice, for that very informative, documents for shared to us. Thank you.
Thank you,
thank you.
Dr. Buni. Now, with the perspective that you have given us, the legalities of providing inclusive education to our students, particularly there in the Philippines, it looks like it educates everyone who are listening right now, especially our parents, right?
Yes.
So if we have this legal foundation that our students, our children will have access, equal access in, whatever they need, we are going to ask today, why is it important for parents to understand inclusive approach in education? So you have given we have defined it, what is it about? You have provided legal basis for this. Now you know as a parent, why is it is understand for us, you know, to know all about this as a parent. Let us ask
Yeah.
Daphne Rashid Toledo for her answer.
Tadeo. It's
Daphne,
okay.
it's okay. I am so sorry.
Hey, wait a
Thank
sec.
you. I'm reading it through.
Christian.
Yeah, Christian.
Easy.
Yeah. So, Miss Daphne Rashid
Tadeo.
Tadeo.
It's okay po that Toledo and Tadeo comes close. So it's like a one name
They
thing.
rhyme. They rhyme.
Right.
And because it
It's
only
all
means
your
now
woman
that,
is right.
yes po, it only means that you are reminded of someone special. So
Yes.
Yeah.
that's why you utter or say my last name. And I acknowledge that. Thank you very much, po, once again. So you've been saying earlier about the parents' involvement and, of course, their awareness about inclusive education. So again, as a writer, I made my piece of how I see it being a parent too. I am a mother of 4 children, and I for one, stand for the need and the significance of inclusive education. So a school wouldn't exist without a student. So does a student wouldn't be in school without a parent.
Correct.
Since we all know that parents are one of the stakeholders of the school, and the school being the second home of a child, all parents with children and fellow parents in school build the very foundation of the school as a nurturing community and a haven of not only for learning academics and imbibing values, more so the honing of the holistic well being of their children, our students, because we are the teachers and parents as well. And since we are currently exchanging facts right now, Dr. Nildz, Ma'am Cora, Ma'am Princess, Dr. Buni, about inclusive education, our viewpoints about it, which is not just for the students with special learning disabilities, but for those without alike. It is therefore worth noting, worth thinking, and worth understanding that parents play a pivotal and significant role in inclusive education. Parents should understand. So I hope all parents are listening, and I hope they are here with us now, in tune with us, and we are parents too. So parents should understand inclusive approaches to education because they foster a sense of belonging, improve academic and societal outcomes for all students, and promote empathy and understanding in a diverse world. So, since inclusive education benefits not only students with disabilities, but also those without, creating a more equitable and enriching environment for everyone. So, simply put, to simplify, dear parents, parents must act as advocates. They can and must advocate for inclusive education practices in their child's school and community. They get involved, they take part because their children is in school and they belong to the school as well. Education and awareness by means of educating themselves. So we walk a mile, so more than a mile ahead, so that we know better which is best for our children. So therefore, we have to learn about inclusive education and its benefits, not just like hearing it and just reading about it quickly, but deeply immersing ourselves into it so that we get to know it better and we get to experience it as well. And support and collaboration. Parents can support their child's learning and development by working with teachers, with us, and other professionals, which are their fellow stakeholders, to create an inclusive environment. And let me read from my dear mentors as well when I ask about this, who is a fellow parent, that parents should understand the inclusive approach because through this learning space, it becomes a great avenue for their children to learn and grow and eventually reach their full potential. This promotes respect and empathy among students and generating a greater love for learning, which is teaching with the heart.
That's right.
Thank you very much.
Awesome, Daphne.
Yes. Hey, before we do the break, let me make some kind of piggyback on what Daphne has said. I believe it takes a village, to be able to raise a child. And as a mother myself, I always believe also that the foundation of the children, as an early childhood advocate too, 0 to 7 years old is a very important stage of child's development. And with that, who are the first teacher? It's the parent itself. So if there is an involvement or partnership between a parent and a teacher, I believe there's going to be a strong way, or I would say strong foundation for the child, even though they are in an inclusive situation or have the disability, that will make them, a better student in the classroom, because you can see how parent and the teacher work together and to make sure that their connection is there, because I always believe whatever is learned in the classroom should also be extended at home. So in that way, there is consistency between what the teacher is saying and relaying it to the parents, so the parents can just follow up at home. So this is me as a teacher and now as a grandmother or a grandparent. So
Yeah. And
yes,
also, Dr. Neil, parents, you are the one that is seeing all of this at home. How will teachers learn that? You need to advocate for your children. I have been telling all my parents every time there is a need for teachers in the school to help their students, they need to advocate, because you know how kids are. They won't say it unless parents should push for it. So be an advocate for your children. So we're ready. Thank you, Daphne. We're ready for our first commercial. We should have
yes,
done it earlier,
yes,
but we need our commercial, okay? And then we will come back.
yeah.
Our next question will be, so before we
Yes.
close.
This is going to be, of course, we discussed about inclusive
Mhm.
classroom, right? And you
Mhm.
describe it. So can you please share to us? This question is for Princess. So, how do you intentionally, you just don't do it, but how do you intentionally create a space for all learners, just like what you said, I'm just banking on what you said
Mhm.
earlier, to feel seen and valued? Okay, so we will pause for a while. Don't go away, and we'll be back with our
Response.
advertisement.
I mean,
Okay,
response.
okay.
Okay, see you
Thank
in
you
a
for a minute.
bit.
Okay, bye.
In a world filled with fleeting moments, there's beauty waiting to be captured. My name is Christian, and I specialize in immortalizing your most precious memories. From elegant weddings to vibrant events and timeless portraits, I'm here to make every moment unforgettable. Let me tell your story through the lens. Contact me today and let's create magic together.
For divorce and family law in Texas, Liggett Dizon Law Firm PC will guide you every step of the way.
From initial consultation to detailed review of your case and strategic planning.
We'll sit with you during negotiations or mediations, and represent you in court.
Whether it is a family law, estate planning, or immigration, we will be there to guide through the final steps.
So, leave your legal matters behind you and embrace your future.
You can contact Liggett Dizon Law Firm PC at 346-5454-346 or visit dizonlawfirm.com.
Hi,
We're back. We were caught
Yes,
there,
yes.
footed on that.
Yes. Okay. Let me say it one more time. Our question for Miss Princess Anne. So, how does inclusion look like in your classroom, and how do you create an intentionally space for all learners to feel seen and valued? Miss Princess.
Thank
Very.
you, Doc. So first and foremost, I don't call my classroom. I call it class home. It is both
Okay.
intentional and deeply personal. So before I start a school year, I always step back and think, if I am a student, how would I feel welcome in a classroom?
Mhm.
How can my teacher help me motivate to go to school? So I start with creating an environment where every student feels welcomed, heard, and accepted, as what most of the panelists have mentioned a while ago. So I also have wrote a research paper in Harvard because I'm taking master's in psychology right now, and my research paper is entitled "Quote Unquote Every Student Has a Story." So imagine an empty classroom. And when you step back and reflect in an empty classroom, you see these empty classroom with students who's bringing struggles, baggages every single day. And these stories carries hope, culture, and dreams. So when we take our time to listen, understand, and respond with empathy, we create a space for real learning to happen. So I recently have a project in my classroom. It is a breather space. It is a space where, though I am teaching 11 to 12 grade high schoolers, they're actually working part-time at night. And so they go to school from 8 to 4, and then from 5 to 12 they go to their part-time job, and then the next thing they go come to school. And so imagine your student coming to school in a whole day and then go to work. They must be very tired and exhausted. And so there is a space in my classroom where they can sit back, relax, reflect, read some books, and it sends a message of emotional regulation and self-care. Because as a master's in psychology student, I really love to promote mental health, because mental health is health itself. And so that breather space, give them a space where they belong and where their emotions are welcome, and it's okay to rest for a while, because our brain couldn't take so much when we're in school the whole day, or even like we're also working. At the same time, my classroom is filled with encouraging posters. Students created affirmation and visual reflected diverse cultures, languages, and perspectives. These are not decorations for me. They are daily reminders that my classroom is a place where differences are celebrated and not judged. So for me, inclusion is creating a culture without judgment but full of compassion, where every student walks in, strives, and think, this is the place where I belong. Hey, I feel safe here. Hey, I belong here. And it goes back to a quote from Albert Einstein. It says, quote unquote, the goal of education is to train the mind to think and not to obey. I'll say that again. The goal of education is to train the mind to think and not to
Not
obey.
to obey.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Princess. Train the mind. Train the mind. Okay. Daphne, let's make it really quick, okay?
Follow-up.
So let's have a follow up of what Princess had said. She explained how her classroom looks like, but in your perspective, what are the classroom practices that you apply, routine that helps build a culture of respect, empathy, and collaboration among diverse learners? Really quick.
Yeah, quickly po. So thank you for that question. So there are examples of inclusive practices. So we have, I do them in summary. And thank you, Mom Princess, for sharing your very own class home. So we benchmark from you. Thank you so much. So we have universal design for learning. So we do that, UDL, UDL. We have co-teaching, so which we also do in our school here in Alaska. Peer support. So these are practices that we are capable of doing and we have to maintain always. So we also have assistive technology to further ponder on the UDL. It's a framework that promotes the creation of flexible learning environments and materials that are accessible to all students. And for co-teaching, we know that if there would be a special education teacher, there will be a general education teacher as well, supporting each other inside the classroom, because it would be very difficult to handle students with one-man teacher show. And then peer support, of course, parents, all stakeholders must be there, friends. And then assistive technology. Right now, since we are in the 21st century and we are manned by computer and technology, so it's very easy, it's pretty easy for us to do the one-touch screen and all these assistive technology and the devices that would support our learners for their development and growth in inclusive education. And then we also have collaborative teaching, as what I have mentioned, and differentiated instruction, including varied content and engagement methods and assessment approaches. And then we also have, I made notes, but we are doing this as well. These are the simplest forms, Dr. Nildz and Ma'am Cora, Dr. Alicia, and Ma'am Princess. So we employ diverse hiring practices for teachers. We get to know our students better, and this is actually the heart of teaching. And then use diverse curricula and perspectives we encourage respectful connections and conversations. So simple conversations would actually tap, the openness of the learners and for us to get to know them deeply. And then promote a positive learning environment. So this is always a must, like what Ma'am Princess mentioned earlier in her classroom, giving time for her students to sit back and relax, and then also to relieve their baggages first before being prepared or to prepare themselves for learning, and then anticipate and navigate sensitive issues. So it would come, it's natural, it's normal. Not everything, is a walk in the park. So there would always be a time that we'll face difficulties and challenges. So in this moment that we will be able to anticipate sensitive issues, and of course, as teachers, we have to make sure that we deal with sensitive issues with respect, of course, and sensitivity, and then model inclusive language. So languages differ for all of us, and it also depends on. We have this what we know as love languages too, right? So in speaking, also our languages must be how to cope and adopt with how the languages of our students are. So we're talking about diversity here. So it's not just us, in at the center. We should be a guide on the side, not a teacher at the center. And then lastly, because I know it's fast, but then I hope I'm able to relay the most significant parts and essence of this talk. And then we have to provide a sensitive environment, as mentioned earlier, provide encouragement and guide learning. And this is actually also in psychology with Mom Princess and Dr. Buni, Dr. Buni being a long time, seasoned teacher and also a doctor. And then provide a quiet area, a quiet space. So in your classroom, it's very simple. It's pretty simple to provide a reading corner, a sit back and relax corner, or maybe you could have a pantry or small pantry for those who are not eating at home, and you could provide something for them in inclusive education. That's okay. A coloring area, a coloring section, or whatsoever. And then express positive regard and support for your children, for your students all the time. So always remember, we praise and praise in public, and also if there would be moments that we have to talk to them, we have to make sure that it's done in a positive manner as well, positive reinforcements. We know that also in psychology. And then facilitate student voice, autonomy, and independence. So we hear their voices. So we let them talk. And this is actually an avenue for them to express themselves. And
Wow.
we as teachers are open to that. And lastly, set clear classroom expectations. And as we all know in lesson planning, remember we do the SMART. So specific, see, I'm forgetting my SMART. So
Personal, attainable,
and
relevant, and
relevant and time bound. So thank you very much, Dr. Nildz and Mapar. So we
yes.
have this also often and every day of our lives as a teacher. We set objectives, clear objectives and goals for our learners. And so that goals, we know that every goal must be achieved, so that in the learning time or the period that we have, we make sure that we justify the beginning with the end that we're achieving. So that will teach the heart. That would be
Thank
very
you, Daphne.
Yeah.
The way you explain it, you put details on how Princess classroom, like a home, looks like. And I believe if we have cultural exchange teachers, day one teachers, special ed, who are new in the country and they heard what you all said, they are going to excel this school year, right?
Yes, and
So we're rushing now.
and not only that, you've already provided an introduction to my
Yes.
next question for
Right.
Miss Princess, and maybe can you also give us a quick kind of summary of what do you think does the co-teaching, peer support, assistive technology play in making your classroom more exclusive? Maybe give us a summary, Princess. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So it's funny because 2 days ago, I talked to a teacher friend after finishing the first week of school. And then she mentioned, hi, Miss Princess, I have this bunch of students and it's just too much. And I feel like the role of co-teaching, peer support, and assistive technology play in this kind of scenario. So these are essential pillars in building an exclusive classroom where every student can access, learn in a meaningful and equitable ways. For me, these three support the mission of creating a classroom that is not only academically exclusive or inclusive rather, but emotionally safe, culturally responded, and student centered, where we cater all of the students no matter how the number is. And when students feel supported by their teachers, peers, and tools designed for their success, they thrive. That's all.
Thank you so much. Okay, the last but not the least, I have one question for you, Dr. Alice. Can we make it really short because we're running out of time, and we apologize for that. So, how do you think, how important is collaboration with you? Because we've been talking about it, I think, ever since the beginning of our podcast. So, how do you think collaboration with families, specialists, and other educators in creating an inclusive environment is important?
Yeah, very important. You see, collaboration is very essential in a school setup, especially in an inclusive classroom. Now, when I attended uh, my work, when I was in SPED, because I was brought there after my retirement, age 65, in PLP. So I went there as a guidance counselor, and then I was thinking of what activities or what things I could do to help. So I asked the help of the teachers and the parents, and we came up with a handbook of information because that school didn't have any handbook to follow. So we created a handbook, and then we had a faculty development every Friday to help them out, ask them what they need. And then we also had the parents, officers, and we have to meet every month. So in that way, we could do some things to help in finding out in what areas they really need help. So the families, we believe that the families are with the children 24/7, so they know better the abilities, the strengths, and some challenges of the children. The specialists also, we need to talk to them from time to time. I really had to go up and see the physical therapist, speech therapist, to discuss with them some things that is helpful, no? No, we can give learning interventions. So we do that almost every week. The general and special education teachers co-plan and co-teach. So even if there is a teacher inside, the morning session teachers can co-plan and co-teach in the afternoon, while the afternoon teachers can also co-plan and co-teach in the morning. So that is what we do in our school. And I really like what we were doing because we also had some activities, especially during we have Family Day, we have Christmas Day, we have Valentine's Day, all the important occasions we celebrate, and the students are so excited every time. Now, the team-based approach builds trust, ensures consistent support across settings, and creates a sense of shared responsibility. So the team-based is very important. When everyone is aligned, students are likely to thrive academically, socially, and emotionally. Thank
Awesome.
you.
That's
Awesome.
right. I'm gonna piggyback on that because you're talking about collaboration, right?
Yeah.
Alicia, can you show the STEM slide that you will see? When it comes to uh, diversity and inclusion. So here is the picture that you will see. There are teachers who are working on this. It is the global neurodiversity initiative that we believe every mind matters. We'll work with educators, families, and
Below.
communities to make places where all learners feel seen, you have said that, supported, and valued. Through advocacy, training, and inclusive education, we're building classrooms where neurodiversity students don't just get a seat, they own the space. I think you all mentioned that today. They are included, they belong and grow and thrive. Every brain belongs, every seat is occupied.
And just again, just to add, now we call it like neurodiversity. So there are now program not only specializes in autism, but they now call it neurodiversity. I think I like it that better because every mind is important. Whatever, whenever you are born, I will say normal or there's some kind of disability, we all have to respect one another and we are all important in our society. So with that, we have an open-ended
We have an
question.
open-ended question, y'all.
Yes.
Just one sentence, really quick.
One sentence,
Okay.
quick. Okay.
As we continue to grow as inclusive educators, what is one hope or message you would like to leave with our fellow teachers who are striving to teach with heart and purpose? Dr. Buni?
Okay. My hope is that we, SPED teachers, never lose sight of the power of connection. Every child tells a story, and when we teach with empathy and purpose, we create a space where every voice matters. Let's keep showing up with open and understanding hearts, believing that even the smallest act of kindness from us can change our students' world. Lastly, as an inclusive educator, never, never, never give up on our students with disabilities. We have to continue loving them, loving our profession, so that the world will be a better place to live in. God bless us all and thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
That's a good. Okay, let's go to Daphne. Miss Daphne.
Okay, there's this simple hope, simple but quite complicated, I believe. So, the hope that policymakers and administrators should consider what is applicable and appropriate in the actual classroom, and the hope that the teachers will always be open minded, open hearted, as well as the parents. And in general, everybody will, practice, embrace, and enjoy inclusive education. That would be all. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Daphne. Thank you.
Last but not the
Excellent.
least, Princess. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So, teachers, do you even feel at the end of the day like, oh, this is too much? I have a burnout. I'm tired. This is the message for you. Never, ever underestimate the power of your presence. You may not realize it now, but sooner or later, it will make a difference. Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, something is wrong with me.
Thank you, Princess. I think something happened with our there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
Yes, let's read.
Let's read this one. We have a lot of comments.
Okay.
Catherine Miranda, good morning, Doc Cora. Doc Cora again. Doc
Doc
Nildz,
Nildz,
showing
yes.
support to my teacher
Sure.
friends,
Yes.
Miss Daphne and Miss Princess Anne. Excited for another insightful
For
learning opportunities today.
Thank
Thank you. Apple, good morning, watching from Spring, Texas.
Very good. We have watching you live, Chikahan, right now, here from Brownsville, Texas, with the Golden Girls. More power, Mother Cora and Dr. Needs. God bless. By the way, Diday Danugrao is always our supporter. She always watches us and share it to the Golden Girls from Brownsville. Thank you so much, Mommy.
Nicely watching here from Michigan, USA. We have Nina Lanos.
Cynthia Navarro Manalo. Bravo. Thank you and congratulations to everyone. Thank you also. Okay, do we have more? I think there you are. So
This is it.
but before that,
we have another one. Okay.
Yes, let's
we
take
have
our
announcement.
let's have our guest here. Can you give us 1 minute or 30 seconds?
1 minute, guys.
Guys, okay. If you want to say compliment or message, we'll start with Princess. Closing.
Yes, thank you. Appreciate Dr. Nildz and Ma'am Cora for your time. It is really an honor to be here. You guys are making so much difference to our teachers, not just in the USA, but around the world and in the Philippines. Miss Daphne, a pleasure to meet you. And Dr. Alicia, it's really an honor to meet you. Thank you so much. And the people behind the scene, having the streamlined, we appreciate you. We belong and we value you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's have Daphne.
Yeah, thank you. I made a quick screenshot. So it's also a humbling experience to be part of this Teacher Talk Live Chikahan. Maraming salamat po, Dr. Nildz and Ma'am Cora. And also, I'm so blessed to meet Dr. Alicia, Novera Buni, and Miss Princess or Ma'am Princess and Halasan. So we're both common friends with Doc Catherine. And I would like to take the opportunity also to thank Dr. Catherine Miranda, my good friend, our doc sis. She's my classmate in the doctorate, and I'm so proud of her. She's very successful as well. And also Dr. Rodel Divino Aguas, my mentor. And also, just like what Ma'am Princess said, thank you so much for reaching out to us, not just the teachers here in the United States of America, but also teachers in the Philippines and us teachers who have Filipino hearts still up to now, teaching with the heart and teaching inclusive education. Thank you so much, everyone, for this humbling opportunity. We hope to see you soon. God bless.
Awesome. Last but not the least, Dr. Alicia.
Okay, I am fondly called my love everywhere I go. So my love is already rooted in my heart. So all the students, even the parents and the teachers, call me my love. Now, this is an opportunity for me to earn more friends. Daphne, Princess, Ma'am Cora, and of course, Dr. Nildz. Come back to Manila and bring some more of them. Bring some teachers with you and interact with us. Okay, thank you so much for the opportunity. Now I know how hard it is for you, Ma'am Cora and Dr. Nildz, but you were able to do it with flying colors. Congratulations.
Yes. So with that, we are so thankful once again to our audience, to our guests, our viewers in Facebook, those who are giving their YouTube, they're giving their feedback, comments. We are seeing a lot of here in the screen, but we don't have so much time. And of course, we thank you, Krisha. And by the way, if you are not able to view our live stream, we have what we call our YouTube. So we're there, and you ladies, you can rewatch it and share it to your family and friends, and even show it in your students in the classroom and tell them, hey, we also being passionate not only in the classroom, but we are here. We're trying to make sure that we are heard and seen, not only as a teacher in the classroom, but also as an advocate for you guys. We can take everywhere we are, because this is how passionate and committed we are as a teacher for you.
Right. So thank you also. I would like to say I really appreciate Dr. Buni, Princess, and Daphne. Thank you, Dr. Catherine, for connecting me with you guys. Salamat, salamat. Dr. Catherine, you will be my official talent manager now. Thank you also to June and Joanne for catering us and accommodating us last week when we went to New Jersey. Also, Dr. I forgot her name. Roble. Jeline Roble for the neuro inclusion, neurodiversity. We're going to work it out, and we are going to include all of these people.
Yes.
para matulungan natin yung lahat
Yes.
ng mga Pilipino at iba pang guro
Yes.
dito sa Amerika. Thank you. Thank you also to Attorney Eileen Dizon
Yes.
for providing us this platform. Krisha, thank you for making it there. And you could go back and watch this. We
Yes.
have our Facebook page at Lawin Media network. We also have it in YouTube. So go over Lawin Media Network. Like and subscribe po.
Kami. And then before that, I forgot to mention happy birthday to my dear son, Dominic. And happy birthday also to a grandbaby. August the 6th, he celebrated his birthday. And then also a grandbaby, Kylie, she's going to be celebrating today. Today is her birthday. Hi, Kylie Mercy. Happy birthday to you.
Since you mentioned that, I am going to greet my only daughter.
Oh.
Listen to her name, Bayang Luwalhati Flores.
Oh, wow.
On her 28th birthday yesterday.
Yes.
And also Gary Ilagan, Attorney Gary
Ilagan, our executive
birthday.
director for the Philippine American Chamber of Commerce.
Okay,
so
this is it,
birthday.
guys.
And all
Thank
the
you.
birthday celebrant for August. From CACC Texas.
Yeah.
So,
Linggo ng
Happy
wika.
birthday to my brother, Buddy.
Yeah,
yes.
Linggo ng wika. Okay?
Yes, so thank you. We have to close now, and thank you, and have a great week, everyone.
Salamat. Salamat Alaska. Salamat Arizona. Salamat Pilipinas.
And God
See you
bless
again.
everyone. See you again. Bye.
Thank you.